Back to it. Back to it. Hi, Aurora. You're being a baby. You're being a baby. Alright, so yeah, let's get over to the suites to go rest up and not use any stimmies.
Looks like security systems did more to kill the people here than the bomb did. Hope there's a way out of this casino.
Security would just kill it, everybody. What a terrible automation. It's like, come on, you didn't think of that through? It's like it had to be something he pre-programmed, and security was set in place to kill everyone, not protect everyone. It's like a human sacrifice for something. It really is. It's trying to make Aztec gold or some shit. Some form of immortalization or immortality. It's something in this direction. Indeed, look how much Sinclair matters to people hundreds of years later, like Dean Domino, and maybe that's how Sinclair immortalized himself, you know? It's. Okay. We're supposed to go to this terminal because we've done the thing over there. Done the thing over there. Done the thing down there. Done the thing over there. Done the thing over there. Now there's nothing to do over there. Wait, or is there? Oh, there's the bathrooms, aren't there? Then there's the bathrooms over here. Yeah, I'm taking him to the bathrooms. Stateroom vault is fun. So it's like look up the slit in the dress. What's up, honey? Alright, sorry. What are you? It's a Vera Starlit hologram. But that, oh, it's just a Starlit. It's not necessarily a Vera. Me. Yeah, what a drowning, annoying song. Placeholder song. At least it has a vibe. It's like, yeah, this is the placeholder. Placeholder. Incredible shit. Interesting. Strip tasted like Chemical X, anyways. Why it tastes like Chemical X? It's so neat. Hi, Aurora. Baby. Little tickle friend. No, tickle lover. Tickle lover, sorry. You're also my friend. Isn't it funny though how the weights of these things are like, oh. Baby. Hi, baby. Tickle lover. Way less. I don't mean to keep it right there. It's just like in front of me there the whole time. Sometimes that happens. Makes it more real, less. I don't know why, like, the professional basis of a professional looking YouTube has to have, like, all of this polish that just kind of makes it look more like it's from the architecture of the mainstream more. That's the weird thing. It just makes it look like it's now state-based propaganda. It's weird that her bra pet is cute, right? It's a really weird thing. It didn't quite work on that end of the shader stuff, I guess. That's the heavy park stroller outfit, and I don't know why some of them are 1 and some of them are 10. 10, maybe. So that's supposed to be off. Gotta grab the sunglasses off my park stroll. Gotta grab my sunglasses on my park stroll. Sorry, honey. She's like... That's so great that it's like the hand on the hip. She doesn't seem to be freaking anymore. It's really fun. That's very funny to me. I love that her hand on the hip means that you're in trouble. That's very funny. That's very funny. That's a plus. explosions here, but we need to get to Kristen. We got a few more chips. That's cool. How many chips do we have yet again? And we got all the hollow rifle upgrades. Remember that? And a shit ton. We truly have gotten a shit ton of ammunition. We've gotten like 600 rounds, maybe up to 700 rounds with the .357 Magnum. So that's very interesting. What was it? Items, Misk, and Sierra Madre chip. Yeah, so we've like probably found like 4 or 5K of them, right? And we've, well, yeah, like returns and all, maybe 4K. But that's like ridiculous. We are little fucking. It's so bad though, because that you get so locked into doing the same thing over and over again because of the maze it is. I can't help but feel like a great bulk of the entirety of my playing this in this DLC has been like a return to the older form of Stanleyism that I would have been, right? This is how I played when I was a kid in a way, so it's always fun. Because it's like, oh, is it a problem that you're like taking more time with it in that regard? It's like, no, it's honestly like a repetition of my tradition of the past, at least in this iteration. When we get back to the main game, it's going to be much faster again. But there's a lot of things that I'm curious about, and I've been curious about. I want to make sure I get everything checked off every list, because this is one of the most important games in my life. It's jank enough that it's perfect. It's so jank. It has like, it's almost got like blood raininess to it. It's like stylish jank in the right places. You know, you have to catch it in the right vibe, in the right contrast, in the right settings. But it's like, it is a very interesting place. It's
You're back. Sure you still want me here, collars and all? Not much for waiting around with a bomb around my neck.
I was like, that was fucking great. I just thought by dropping this and that, like being like a spaz about an NPC, that was why I was spazzingly laughing, because it was the ideal of like spazzing about an NPC dialogue line. And it's like, guys, that's fucking funny. That is fucking funny. Phrase for elevators, audio lock.
Surprised that super mutant didn't eat you. And don't get me started on Dean.
Ugh.
So, I just
seemed
blast
like
out
he
some
was
words
all
and the
like-
vault opens? That woman, the starlet, she didn't build this place. Why would the builder do that?
Oh my god, so she doesn't know about Dean though. We have to tell her about Dean Domino. It doesn't feel like a casino, exactly. Feels like. I mean, that's exactly it. It's a vault, but like, and it's like, and there's a twist, but it's a physical Mundus twist. It pulls you away from the supernatural essence and be like, oh, there's a whole bunch of but it's like, no, it's like it's one of those bait and switches. They make it seem like it explains everything, but it doesn't. But indeed, I would agree from that basis of the supernatural consideration, clearly, the casino was not built just to be a casino or just a vault. It's like the villa's not a villa. This is like a kill zone. And it's like, was it built to be a purge? Like, it does kind of feel like it's a purge thing. But we need to see what happens to Sinclair, right? This is some of the shittier post-its, so they're good to use. So Sinclair knows of Vera's sickness and likely eventual death. Her voice is a key into the vault, but her imminent death is being used likely as a premeditated kill switch on Sinclair's end. Did Sinclair intend to use the Sierra Madre as a killing for axes is like, I'd say a purging mechanism, right? For human sacrifice. And I would say, like, your odds are getting, why is that, like, what? And it's like, no, again, fucker, it's like a fucking, there's ghosts out there, something weird has to be explained. There is a supernatural thing, it has to have an explanation, that's the argument. So if there's fucking supernatural fucking ghost people out there, it's the fucking cloud. What the fuck does that do? It doesn't explain anything. It doesn't fucking explain anything. Are you fucking real? Are you getting fucking real with me? Do you want to go? Do you want to go? Yeah, you want to go? The camera. That's so stupid. Quite. So for the human sacrifice portion of it, it's very possible, right? Right, we do see evidence of like seance. Beneath the floorboards. In town. Sinclair likely knew. It's crazy. Sinclair likely knew of the villa's shoddy build quality. And with the purchase of explosives, may have intended. To blow, I just call it blow up, that's what we call it, blow up. It's a stupid term. Explode. The villas. An additional sacrifice. Post war. Or during escalation. Yeah, they couldn't just... Yeah, I mean, then... There's another one. The... Sinclair built the place. On likely suspicion. And there's clearly a great Gatsby component to this, of course, but it's more than that. These are video game plot lines, yeah, exactly. But Sinclair built the place on likely knowledge of an incoming nuclear war. In this case, fortunately, not something we're heading towards in this one. Yeah. But because he built the place, he should have known that in the likelihood of it, the security system being set up to kill everyone, because that's what it is. It's the security system is set up to kill everyone when the bombs do drop. You're a baby. You're a baby. Hi, baby. You're not a yes, happy Halloween, Aurora. I love you. That's cute. Sinclair built the place on likely knowledge. Or, likely knowing of the incoming nuclear war. And the basis here is why set security to kill. Oh my god. And yeah, this one's just like, it's so different. But Sinclair, it's linked. Sinclair knows of Vera's sickness and their eventual death, and her voice is the key into the vault. But her imminent death is being used as a premeditated kill switch, but it would close off the vault. That's what's hard. Even Dean Domino is like, what? Why use her as a verifier if she was gonna die? That's I misphrased it in a previous episode after I, but yeah, whatever. So that's that mystery. This is this one. The place's existence and the happenstance of just how awful things got, right? Did Sinclair intend to use the Sierra Madre as a purging mechanism for human sacrifice? We do see evidence of ritual seance beneath the floorboards in town. Sinclair likely knows the villa's shoddy build quality, and with the purchase of explosives may have intended to blow it up, right, an additional sacrifice post-war or during an escalation. And it's because I got there, and that's where it's fucking creepy. Because then it's like, ooh, reach out and get ya. Ooh, happy Halloween, right? Sinclair built the place on likely knowing the incoming nuclear war. Why set security to kill on its likely imminence? And that's because. So, and here's the theory on motive. And it's so understandable and terrifying because it's like Occam's razor. What drives a person to do all that? And it's like, well, the seance stuff is its own shit, and that could have been other people's doing, we'll say. Knowing what was going to happen potentially. Some other people may have known what was going to happen and thusly knew to be here because it was bound to be a bloodbath. Sinclair. A billionaire. Not to demonize billionaires. It's good to know that these are tactics can be used. Who has considered the true plight of anarchy in, and it's so, yep, that's so shit. Post-apocalypse. I'll say a supposedly collapsed government system, but indeed, it's like you have plans of government upon collapse. It's not as bad as the Enclave. It's probably looks more like the expansion of things that aren't too unsimilar from like churches or community centers. Again, and that helps integrate people and workflows. It's really not right. You just have to have those starting. Those are the real Gex. How to start a civilization from scratch in a democratic way that ensures less warfaring and more deal making and diplomacy. And what are the rankings of a government that would be most efficient at a lower level? And right, it's very very right producible. And I'm certain our FEMA should have we should be doing that if we don't have that. Just as a, we should have those kinds of seed packs. So, and someone to really like promote it, and then like, you know, people to enforce, not like enforce it, right? It's just like it's gonna be weak, but either way, nobody wants to think about that kind of shit. It's just handy to have preemptively done. Remember how House plays it, right? He turns on the Securitrons and he just clears out all the fucking... He just clears out all the gangs around, right? And it's like gangs, right? The tribes. He clears out, he lays it down. But I think it's at least storied to not be like that much of a bloodbath, right? It's like that you just... Securitrons are a clear force, and they say, okay. But either way. And it, shit. It goes back to, like, kingdom and imperialism and territory. He's in the Sierra Madre, pretty remote. There's, like, a basis to that. Less likely, but they see a bomber buzzing around overhead, even over here, and it's like, what? Like, what is a bomber buzzing around over the fucking Sierra Madre for? Like, what? Why? And it's like, are people not respecting each other's, like, air? Like, is it that bad they're in the Sierra Madre and there's, like, we don't know whether to hit them or not hit them, or, right? It's like... And so that's like, oh my god. A need for diplomacy is obviously required in those cases, and nobody's striking a deal. And so so that's the world in Fallout before the shit hits the fan. And I can see a little bit more. I'm like, it's just a bomber whizzing overhead, and it's like, that means something insane. Because that would have to be if it's a bomber, then it's an enemy bomber, no? Unless it's one of our... Why would we have bombers overhead? Unless it's like coming from our bases and stuff, and they're like, oh shit. Yeah, maybe, but indeed, if it's whizzing about, right? Isn't that like one of those deterrence things? Would that mean that the air, right? Nobody's respecting each other's air boundaries. That would have been, in that context, a Chinese one, and we would then have, right, to deter American ones over China, right? That's like, oh my god. Oh. But that's just the kind of stuff. It's about those kinds of tensions, and you can only imagine what it would have been like. But it's like, indeed, the propaganda of the world and everything on the signs and the boards, everything in this world, are trying to like mock the concept of nuclear war, have the population not take it seriously, so things can run as continually as they usually would without panic as much as they could. And it's fucking horrifying. It's like obviously the most corrupt leadership, and like
and there's not enough checks and balances in the system, and so there's so many bases also where the fascism of the right, it's more like older fascism that just kind of seeds for like 100 years, and that's why it gets this bad. It's a world where that old school fascism, in a slightly different world, because it was a slightly different world, right? And it's like kind of like the pose, like the 50s ish fascism, right? The McCarthy-ish era stuff and vibe. And so that continues on, say, into the 60s, but say now it stretches on, not from just the 1960s all the way into the 2060s, and only then seriously, this is how it is, only then from the 2060s into the 2070s does it finally progress towards the 70s. That's the kind of shit. It's like a world where the 50s into 60s was happening for 100 years, and it's weird, but it's true. And that's kind of, it's like they managed to actually somehow the culture just staled there, but maybe it was to get that cult right. Maybe this version of America worked to try and get that national identity more right, and they ran the psychological operations against their people a lot harder, and indeed it is a world that's ready to do that. Look at the vaults and how the psychological operations work in there, and then ultimately the Enclave and what it is. It's like this brutal level of like, oh right, all right, well if the world ends, then we're going overboard. Essentially, that's what the Enclave is. We're doing the genetic modification to the most unethical levels. We're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing everything unethical. Okay, we're doing this unethically, we're doing that unethically. Now there's no society and civilization to truly ask if it's wrong. And in truth, if there's no society platonically to ask it if it is wrong, then is it wrong? And now we can go and do all of those kinds of like upgrades and shit, right? Stress tests, and it's the most Nazi level thing. But it's not. It's like truly what the Enclave is. It's like the Nazi America thing. It's like that proneness towards right, just scientific gain on any means necessary, and that's why it's underground, and that's why it's truly the dark inner core of the United States at a time like the 50s, 60s, because it's harboring this fact that it has to kind of cope with what it takes on in Operation Paperclip and everything that they learn, and now that the light, right, this dark, intense light has blinded them. They have seen all of the fucking, they can know all of the things, and it's like, holy shit. Because it's the Nazi scientists who did all the Nazi stress testing, and it's horrible, horrible shit. It's dark, like, infernal knowledge. And yet we need to be understanding that we know it now, and does it make us evil? And it's like, no, we need to like put a cap on it, and we have to understand, right? So I think they even test around with some of the psychological things that they were learning, and like you see a portion of that in MK Ultra and things like it, and it's terrible because it's routed in those Nazi bases, of course. And they were doing a lot of testing and seeing how to break things into individuals during this time as well. The fact of the matter is, they may truly have been doing it to try and ensure and understand entropically a system to present against it that could work. And like maybe it was truly about producing a system of self representation, no matter what. A set of beings who would not back down from their core. Um, But then it's like it can turn inverse on itself. So many people get so stubborn about exactly where it is that they come from. It can be more difficult for any level of presumption of a more generalizing approach to occur. But you don't ever want that general approach to be moving away from rights. That's kind of the bigger thing. Um, it's just really it's interesting. We could have been testing out some of the stuff we were learning psychologically from Paperclip, and it may have even been to progress the theory a little bit more when we were learning of it, and so but that's going to like be more internal to like some of our intelligence organizations and stuff like that, and it's going to be higher up, but you would understand to the basis of how it is that we kind of run on these things. It probably, if it was known that these things could have been done and can't, right, we have to understand it to a degree, they probably had to run some level of tests into the population, um, just to see, really? And I wouldn't be surprised that there is a lot of that and litmus testing kind of going on. Oh, you're being a baby, Bora. Hi, baby Bora. What are you up to up there? Government and no other. Oh yeah, so Sinclair, a billionaire who has considered the true plight of anarchy in post-apocalypse with a collapsed government and no other protection. And so that's the motive. Determines execution of surrounding populace. And this is, it's so alpha and omega, it's so terrible. Is best in his remote safety. It's best for his. That's it. And I remember seeing shit in Fallout this deep long ago. It is creepy as fuck because it's a great game to come out during Halloween because it's like, ah, shit, what's scarier? It's like, yep. Right in October. But that's also when it happened. Sinclair, a billionaire who has considered the true plight of anarchy in post-apocalypse with a collapsed government and no other protection, determines execution of surrounding populace is best for his remote safety. Uses hologram security. Terminate. Casino. Populous. Uses explosives. To destroy. And it was like And so the villas would serve as like a wall at that point, surrounding the casino. He has killed everybody in the villas so they can't be a threat to him. He's killed everybody who isn't an insider in the casino with a hologram system, so it's going to do it absolutely. I guess the idea was that he was just going to do it to live out to death. Vera was there as comfort. He kind of saw it going. The ritual, we don't know if Sinclair... I mean, Sinclair could have had the motive to turn it into some kind of ziggurat and this human sacrifice to produce Vera as a goddess that he could still have, and then potentially with, you know, a great bulk of the world and interpreters of physical mundus gone, maybe that's how it is, right? And it becomes more like a spire. It really does. But that's like the other end of it. It's her voice being a key into the vault itself. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. What a fucking cocksucker. Oh, what a piece of shit. Oh, what a fuckwad. So, he can lock his ass into the vault. And I don't fucking remember this on God. Would swear to it in a court of law, threat of criminal perjury being brought against myself. Okay. I don't remember. My theory is that Sinclair's in the vault, and that should have been obvious, I feel now. But this was the whole fucking plan. I don't know if that gets written and spelled out. You have to put that together, and I'm one of the few who do. So, Sinclair using then the vault as a, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a temporary to final. Resting destination. Or is it not resting destination? Right, final. Like, this is the final destination. This is the final resting place. Yeah, it's like resting destination. That's why I said resting. Has ensured access from outside. The vault is denied. It says is locked out. Let's just say it like that. Upon Vera's imminent death. premeditated post. Alright. I'll say in his. Post. Ow. It's premeditated post-apocalyptic, Ow. Sharp baby. Not fun. Scenario. So that's what I see. It's horrible. That is horrible. So to say it all, my theory on the motive of Sinclair in building the place, and right, Sinclair, a billionaire who has considered the true plight of anarchy in post-apocalypse, with a collapsed government and no other protection at that, determines execution of surrounding populace, right, in the villa, is best for his remote safety after building it. He uses hologram security to terminate the casino populace and uses explosives to destroy the villas designed to collapse already, so that it creates a wall, like a surrounding wall around it, where he can have some level of control. Sinclair using then the vault as a temporary final resting place, dependent on how well any plans go, right? Has ensured access from the outside of the vault is locked out upon Vera's imminent death. He probably intends for her to commit suicide. That's probably it. But indeed, she's imminently bound to die anyways, and the whole casino is already going to have killed everyone. So it's going to be up to her to be in that hell that he built for her, to then kill herself. And so that's his way of having a for sure no one can get into the vault kind of system when he's locked himself in it. Dependent now, he can still get out of it. He can still leave. But no one else can get in. That's the point of the kill switch. But there's remaining mysteries. And what is that? Well, again, human ritual, right? Or it's like, seems like human death based ritual. Is being performed. More directly. Earlier on. Is there an external group who knows in advance the death to take place? So, I guess I'm Paul Prospero now. So, that's dank, I really am. Alright, so remaining mysteries are a human death-based ritual is being performed more directly earlier on, as we can say. And we're going to the bell tower to start the gala event. Is there and then elsewhere too, right? But that's where it is. Is there an external group who knows in advance the death to take place in the Sierra Madre when the bombs ultimately fail, and then use it for their own zigguratic ritual purpose? They're trying to harness that for something, right? And it does seem that there are ghost people after all. So that is not loose. And does Mr. Yesterday have something to do with that? Mr. Yesterday had another operation going, but Mr. Yesterday's on the inside. How's that? Well, they're on the take for undermining the nature of the build of the villa. Like, Sinclair knows all the money he's throwing at it is going to be used to undermine the nature, right? And he knew that his is just going to look so clean about it. But indeed, he's using that purposeful underminement he knows he's going to receive from these contractors to make it easier to blow up if the shit hits the fan. But he never gets to blowing it up. He knows it, right? From an engineering standpoint, just how designed to fail it is. So he's probably considered places that the bombs are going. He might have to do it himself, right? Maybe you can have the holograms do it. I don't fucking know. There's robots too that can do it. There's that. So I just don't see any fucking robots in this one. It's funny. So maybe he couldn't. He say, "Oh, I forgot robots exist in my hologram world." And so how the fuck is Dean Domino? How the fuck is Dean Domino so not smart on this? He's a conniving fucker himself, right? He thinks he's so fucking smart and high and mighty himself. He doesn't even see the clear thing that's happening in front of him. But he didn't know about the Vera sickness part. That's what why? Because he's entropically surrounding the necessity of Vera's death as a basis to his ability to doing this, and he's using it to look like he's starstruck and fabledly in love with her, and in fact it's a way so that he can use her as a kill switch without even her knowing. He's fucking, oh man, what a fucking, and it's totally exactly what's going on. And then it's like, because I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, what a tragedy. He happened to, the security systems just happened to be set up, right? It even covers his ass after the fact. Sinclair, you dog. See, that's what I'm talking about. That is Satan training. I'm telling you, I'm a Satan. Poor Vera. Like I'm a pirate. I'm a private, not a pirate. A private eye, and I like kick my feet back. Right? That's great. I pull out the whiskey from the drawer, pour it into the low ball glass, tip the hat. That's exactly right. Jeez. I really could be I probably could be a real fucking private eye if I so wanted to be, actually. Damn. I got the fucking site. What can I say? So, altogether, we started on just this. This was the part that was like, well, why is the Dean's like latched on that, right? He's like, wow, that's why, and I'm like, and even I couldn't remember it correctly. I confabulated it as something else before, but indeed, this is the full base, and I'll probably reiterate this the next story because I like doing this in advance. Sinclair knows of Vera's sickness and likely eventual death. And then it was like, it clicked right after and it's like, oh shit, right? Her voice is a key into the vault. Her imminent death is being used as a premeditated kill switch. But I'm like, that doesn't... Like, at the time, it just didn't do it. So that it's like, I went forward, and then I asked, right? I based a lot of things that I pointed out before, which is, right? I'm thinking about it as like this zigguratic sacrifice thing already because the ghost people outside and the obvious, they're just pushing the ritualistic nature of dead bodies and the candles everywhere on the way to the bell tower for the gala event, right? So that's something that you have to say. So then I asked, did Sinclair intend to use the Sierra Madre as a purging mechanism for human sacrifice? That's the first, right? It's so close. It's so close. It's just combining them. We do see evidence of ritual seance beneath the floorboards in town, right? Sinclair likely knows of the villa's shoddy build quality, as we learned, right? And with the purchase of explosives may have intended to blow up the villas in additional sacrifice. I'm still going, he's doing it for sacrifice. Post-war or during escalation. And I'm still thinking like, oh, he's doing it so he can preserve he and Vera. That Sinclair built the place unlikely knowing the incoming nuclear war. And so the question is, why set the security to kill on its likely imminence? So then after getting to that basis, and we get these in order, right? It's just so cool to see I can then world build on it and see clearly. Alright, theory on motive, right? Sinclair, a billionaire who is considered the plight of anarchy in post-apocalypse with a collapsed government and no other protection to him, determines the execution of the surrounding populace he draws in with the villa initially, in the best case scenario, is best for his remote safety. Now, in the worst case scenario, he uses his pre-built hologram security to terminate everyone in the casino that he doesn't want terminated, which probably just leaves he and Vera. Uses the explosives to destroy the villas, right, designed to collapse already. And he knows about this. And he's using that, right? And so then Sinclair, using then the vault as a temporary, or in the worst case scenario, final resting place, has ensured for sure the access from the outside of the vault is locked out. And again, this is only in the worst case scenario. He's building it truly for it to be a wonderful thing for the rest of his life and Vera's if this is not the worst case scenario. That's what's so fucking horrible about this. He's living in one slit where she truly is a goddess and all of these perfect fucking things to him. But in the other bases, he's creating this patch where he's going to like literally have her kill herself, is everything so terrible, very fast, so that he can have a quicker fucking basis of full locking out anyone else's access to the vault that he will be preserving himself in. That is what is so disgusting about Sinclair. So in the best case scenario, even though he went and built all this because he saw all the shit coming, right? In the best case scenario, he gets to have a wonderful villa casino circumstance with Vera and at least have interpreted to Vera beforehand all of how beautiful and wonderful it was going to be. So he's still good, right? He made her feel like a goddess and all of these things. He made her the face of it. He's trying to pay it forward to some respect. And so in the end, the shit does hit the fan exactly the way it is that he built the entirety of the place for, right? And now he's set up even a horrible, horrible psychological paradigm. She has to hear all the people being fucking killed down below. He built this so that she would be psychologically tortured by this and eventually self-kill because it would lock everyone else's access out of the vault potentially even faster. Otherwise, her imminent death was going to be used as fast as that would kick in if it was the worst case scenario. And so that is how he, layer by layer, I can see the Feigenbaum attractor of logic board. I see it in Terminus in every direction. I'm like, what a fucking scoundrel. So, the remaining mystery is still there, because originally I'm trying to say, like, oh, he's obviously building a ziggurat to celebrate human sacrifice and making Vera the height of it. It's like, no, not quite. It's this other thing for sure. I believe it's too clear. It's too clear. And indeed, it does seem that somebody sees a ritualistic portion of something to be harnessed here. Also kind of not great, in my opinion, right? But the human death-based ritual sacrifice likely now is known to not be of Sinclair's origin. And somebody else's work. Mr. Yesterday's, I doubt it. It's an unknown force at this point. We have not found too much evidence in regards to who these people are. Is there an external group who knows in advance the death to take place in the Sierra Madre upon the ultimate nuclear apocalypse? But really, these deaths are going to be by Sinclair's hand. Vera's going to have to suffer through it. Is she like this fucking... She's like this fucking prismatic shard now. It's all gonna go through her suffering and experience of it. It all has her face on it. It's all her, right? It's going to create this haunted thing. And it was all based and around, right? It's so perfect, the nature of the story, to money as the fucking true surrounding religion. That's what people are fucking flicking their fucking coins into the fountain for. It's the wrong fountain. And they're putting their fucking bets and they're placing their wishes in the wrong pools. And here it is, though. It's a fountain of souls. It's going to be drawn upwards. It's a wish to something, but nobody fucking really knows what. But ultimately, that's the basis that this group intends to use. They will make some kind of zigguratic power out of the Sierra Madre for themselves. Pretty fucking dank, right?